Hello everybody, and welcome to the second episode of the Forging Feyenoord series. Sorry about the delay in producing this episode. I have been ill for the last few days, so I thought I'd spare you the pain of having to listen to me in a snotty state. Bit of alliteration there. Right, a bit of a catch-up on what's gone on since the last episode. I'm just going to drop straight into fixtures. Previously, we had just beat Torhout 4-0, the semi-professional side, bit of a beating. Then we took on Torino in our first pre-season friendly and had a 2-1 win, in which we were relatively comfortable. We had decent possession stats, 57. They had the same amount of shots as us, we had one more on target. However, in the actual game, we were quite comfortable. Moving on to the next one, it was a different story against Lyon. Slightly less possession, fewer shots, and if I believe correctly, we didn't score again later on into the game through Tony Valhaina picking up a brace. Moving on again, we had Cremonese. We had a 4-2 win, very encouraging, quite easy, bit of a doddle really. They had a couple more, well, they had one more shot, but we had a considerable amount more possession and also had some decent average ratings. Congolo getting a goal, the young centre back. Mitchell Tavares got a goal, Sven van Beek got a goal, and John Goossens got a goal for our side. Moving on, we took on Napoli. Bit of a beating, to be honest, nothing less than what I expected. We had a little bit more possession. We didn't have bad shots really, but they were just completely clinical. And a few of our players were looking quite tired that game actually. Anyway, moving on to the Champions Cup. First qualifying leg against Besiktas away. It was a 0-0. We didn't manage to pick up the away goal. They also had a lot of possession and we had quite a backs to the wall performance. However, they didn't really seem to turn up and neither did we. Then moving on to the league. A 2-0 loss to FC20, which was very, very, very disappointing. I expected much better. We had considerable amount of possession, 8 shots, same as them. However, they were quite clinical, picking up a goal within the second minute and then getting another in the 33rd. And by then, it was all over and done with. Some of our players with some okay average ratings. However, on the sort of general consensus, they had a lot better than us. Again, moving on to the Champions Cup, aka the Champions League, we had Besiktas in the second leg of our qualification game, in which we won 2-1. It was a good performance from the team. We took quite an early lead in the 14th minute through Lex Immers. 14th minute, as I mentioned. They also got a equaliser in the 33rd minute, so at that point it was quite a tied game. As you can see there, we had a lot more possession and a lot more shots, therefore showing that how comfortable we were. It was quite a dominant game. We had some quite low average ratings, however they did as well. David Ngo getting his first goal for the club in the 90th minute. I can assure you I was going absolutely mental. Moving on. We had NAC Breda in the league again in the Eredivisie. That was a 1-1 draw. Bit of a poor game really for both sides. We picked up an 81st minute goal. I thought that was going to be the winner. We were comfortable in possession. However, they went on and scored in the 90th minute and broke the Feyenoord fans' hearts. However, we did move on quite comfortably against FC Dordrecht and won 3-0. A comfortable game. They only had 3 shots, we had 20. Valhaina picking up a goal, Goossens picking up a goal, and Bula Roos picking up a goal from a set piece, if I can remember correctly. Quite a good set of average ratings there from our team. Finally, on the last game of the sort of stint that I've just had, we lost 3-2 to Arsenal at the Emirates. David Ngo picking up a goal, and Bilal, I'm going to call him, getting a one in the 91st minute to give us a glimmer of hope in the return leg. Olivier Giroud and Mesut Ozil getting their goals. Again, not really a terrible game. Same amount of shots, they had a couple more on target, a similar sort of amount of possession, however they were slightly more dominant. Okay, moving back onto the league, we now have Vitesse in the Eredivisie. Quite a good opponent really within the next 2 days, and we'll have to prepare well to take them on as they are currently sitting fourth. In terms of transfers, I'll just show you our transfer history. We picked up Macedo Haidara from Newcastle on loan. Bit of cover for our left back position really. Very good potential for a young man, however his current ability is relatively good also. He has gone straight into the first team and he's going to be my starting left back for the foreseeable future. We then also picked up Massimo Ambrosini on a free. I did mention that last episode, however I think I cancelled the transfer and revisited it as I was able to edit the wage budget. 8.5k a week, very solid. 36 now, however he's still got some very good stats and brings in a lot of experience and a great amount of leadership within to the team. Finally, we didn't bring in any other players apart from David Ngo, the previous Liverpool and Bolton player. We picked him up on a free also, however he's on a 17k wage, which is relatively high for our squad. He's got some okay stats, 16 pace being the outstanding one, however he's got solid dribbling and solid finishing as well as quite a good first touch. In terms of going out, it was mainly loans. Rodney Lopez, our young right back, going out on loan. Grafland also going out on loan, our 34-year-old goalkeeper. Wessel Demers going out also, our other young striker. And finally Anas Akbar going out on loan, one of our other young strikers who is looking extremely promising. Right, moving on to the game against Vitesse. I'm slightly sort of torn at the minute, as we've got two very big games, Vitesse then Arsenal. I want to be relatively strong for the Arsenal game, as it is our final chance of getting into the group stages for the Champions League. However, I don't want to be left behind in the league and just risk that purely on going through in the Champions League. So I think I'm going to go for quite a strong team and then just hope that we don't end up too unfit for the game against Arsenal. I've got a couple of changes to make for the first team, have I? I have one. Tony Valheyen is going to go in, and then other than that, that is going to be the team we are going to start with. This episode I'm going to go for 2 live commentaries, the game against Vitesse and the game against Arsenal. Hopefully we can pick up a win in both. However, I wouldn't be very surprised, should I say, if we struggle in both games. As we are still relatively inexperienced throughout the team. We've kept good possession so far in the games, and we've done okay. However, we still need to get that little bit more of tactical familiarity, and we also need to pick up a couple more players. However, it's looking quite unlikely at the current moment. We nearly go in for an early lead within the second minute. However, I think it was Goossens was slightly offside as Valheyen has slipped him in. Here we go, bit of passing down the right hand side, pulls it back, Jordi Classy, and it gets knocked away for their counter. However, we are straight onto the highlight screen. They've got a free kick, quite a distance away. However, they did hit the crossbar there and challenge the goalkeeper. Massimo Ambrosini picking up an injury, very disappointing, as we could have definitely done with him in the forthcoming game against Arsenal. That leadership and that experience would have been absolutely vital if we wanted to get a win against the odds. We've started the game relatively well, 66% possession. We're retaining the possession. We've also had a couple of shots, one of which has been on target. Valheyen passing it out to Classy there. Can he pick a pass? Shaken, can he beat his man? He's put it in. David Ngo, nearly. It was a dangerous area there from Ruben Shacken to put the ball in for David Ngo. If we can turn our dominance into goals, we'll look very good indeed. I can only agree with that, Giovanni van Bronckhorst. Heading towards the end of the first half now, 39th minute. Continue to keep possession and shut out Vitesse from having any shots. However, our attacking players aren't looking too great in terms of David Ngo and John Goossens as of yet. Vitesse retaining a bit of possession in the 40th minute, getting down the left hand side, pulls it back, lays off the player, and that is an offside goal from Vitesse. A very, very, very well worked goal from them there. However, luckily offside. Well, luckily for us, not luckily for them. Just going to tell the players I'm happy with that performance. Defenders, you weren't that bad, but I can believe you can improve. Midfielders, you weren't that bad, but I can believe you can improve. And passionately, you weren't that bad, but I believe you can improve to David Ngo as a lone striker. And that is something I'm looking at currently, getting in a striker on loan to support David Ngo. As other than him, we have Elvis Manu, the young man, as I've mentioned previously. David Ngo has never really been a prolific striker throughout his career, so we could do with someone to provide him a bit of support, really. Someone who's more of a poacher, whereas he can do the legwork. Vitesse starting the second half slightly better than ourselves, couple of minutes in, retaining possession, passing it around, looking for an opening, and luckily it falls to them, but the strike goes well wide. We're winning the ball quite high up the pitch there. Goossens laying off Classy into Valheina. Valheina out to Goossens. Haidara with a bit of space, but back to Vormer. Classy picking a space. Valheina unfortunately can't get a shot away. Wilkshire knocking in the ball. Classy. Shacken puts in the ball, and it's 1-0 to Vitesse to Feyenoord. John Goossens coming in at the back post and picking up that vital goal. A bit of pressure from ourselves and an excellent cross from Ruben Shacken to find an unmarked Goossens straight in the middle, and he just picks his spot and leathers the ball in. That's a great, great goal for ourselves. We can now look to slightly relax and possibly bring on one of our younger players to take up a midfield position. However, we don't have any at the minute. We're going to go for Immers. Bit of an experienced player who can provide us that little bit extra in the midfield now Classy has become tired. Valheina just boots it out to Goossens, but he's unfortunately able to control it. Moving into the latter stages of the game now. Hopefully we can pick up another goal, but I'll be very surprised if that is the case. Valheina laying it off. Wilkshire, bit of space down the side, slots it in. Shacken, and he hits the side netting. He was free there down the right hand side. All he had to do was pick across. However, he was unable to do so. Boularus picking up the ball easily there. A bit of a waste. However, we've wasted it ourselves. They have scored again. However, Marcus Pedersen was offside. Again, a bit of good luck for ourselves. Ruben Shacken now beginning to look quite tired. We are going to bring on Verhoek, and they have equalised. A goal from Vitesse. Pedersen has scored. He has looked lively all game, to be fair to him, and he has scored a couple of offside goals, and he has eventually broken his team's deadlock and got straight in behind from a goal kick. An extremely poor goal to concede there from ourselves. The defence just getting caught far too high up the pitch, and that was exploited from their goal kick. Oh, straight into the goalkeeper's hands, given too much space there to get across in easily. David Ngo needs to win that ball. He needs to hold the ball better. The ball is just coming straight back at us. Goosens with a good tackle further up the pitch. David Ngoe needs to press that man there. A bit of end-to-end stuff here. David Ngoe in behind, and he's got a great goal. David Ngoe with the third goal of the season. Suspicions of offside. However, that was probably due to his sheer pace. The fullback was definitely playing him on there, and he's just leathered it into the top right corner. A goal for ourselves. However, Vitesse have nearly equalised straight from a big kick upfield. However, they have, fortunately for ourselves, just put their strike just wide. A bit of a waste from the goalkeeper there. Immers picking up the ball, Velhena, and Go finds Velhena again. Verhoek, bit of space, but he's drilled it over the near post. Decent bit of play there from ourselves between the front three. Velhena, even though he is looking like he's got quite a poor average rating, I believe he's done quite well this game. We're now moving into extra time, and that is it. A 2-1 win for ourselves. Very, very, very impressive victory there by the team. Well done to the defence, apart from the goal that we did concede, as it was very, very poor. Playmaking efforts, and I am happy with your efforts up front. That takes us up to 6th. A mix really at the top between 7 and 9 points. AZ Alkmaar, they are not propping up the table. Excelsior, they are propping up the table. However, AZ Alkmaar are taking quite a lead at the minute, winning all of their games. Now we just need to see the damage on Ambrosini. It is 8 to 10 games, 8 to 10 days, I do say. Slightly frustrating, as mentioned, but you know, what can you do? What can you do? He is quite an old player now. Quite unlikely to make the next league game as well as the next Champions League game against SC Cambuur. They are currently sitting 4th in the table, but Arsenal being the main priority right now in the Champions League playoffs. Moving on to the Arsenal game now, guys, it's getting close. Only 2 days away. The biggest game of the season so far, arguably. We only need the 1 goal to qualify. That is it. However, will we do it? That is the question. Will we do it? Arsenal have got a lot more to choose from than ourselves. And I'm slightly torn between just holding possession and taking it to them, or just sitting back and just setting up the wall. Doing a bit of a Chelsea. There we go, moving on into the final pre-match preparation. I've done my pre-game press conference. Wenger is confident of a win. A bit of complacency in the camp only, hopefully. Should we go for that counter-attacking football, or should we take it to them? I will only decide when it comes to it. We have a friendly invitation for the reserves. And here it is. It's coming up. Match preview, team selection. And we are going to go out there and we are going to control the game. Lex Immers as our advanced playmaker, and Vormer as the ball-winning midfielder. But other than that, that is my team. That is what I'm going to go for. Just drop Elvis Manu into the... Has he gone? No, he hasn't gone. Sven van Beek has gone instead. Massimo Ambrosini is injured. I am aware of that, and that's why Elvis Manu is in the team. That lineup is just absolutely ridiculous in comparison to ourselves, really. But that is what the Champions League is all about in these qualifying rounds. We have to come up against these big teams, and we have to provide a performance for our fans. And we need to get to the gold dust, the money, get through to those group stages, because that's where it's at. And then Mesut Ozil and Alexis Sanchez will be man-marked, and Matthew Flamini and Aaron Ramsey will just be pressed. rather than man marked. That'll do. Continue on into the team talk. I'm going to be calm. Good luck out there tonight because they need it. I'm not telling them that though. I have faith in you and I believe you can make a difference. I have faith in you and you can make a difference. I have faith in you and you can make a difference. Right. Retain possession, short of passing, hassle opponents, exploit the flanks. And that will do us nicely. If we go out and concede a goal right off the bat, I'll be extremely disappointed. However, I've got to be realistic, really. Feyenoord, dependent on the players they have available, can be a very good side. However, at the minute, we're in a bit of a rebuilding process, and that is the point of this series, really. We are forging Feyenoord. We're building the team again. We are coming from the ground up. And David Ngo has got an early goal, his 4th goal of the season. What a signing as of yet. Haidara just allowed to run all the way down the pitch, Gareth Bale-esque, and he whips in that cross. David Ngo just wants it more. He just wants it more, and he gets into that area of uncertainty and attacks it. However, Ozil almost got lucky with that, putting pressure on us straight away. That is something you can guarantee from Arsenal. A very, very good side at putting pressure on you with some of the players they have available. But Goossens getting in behind, Lex Immers, but he blazes it over the top. It says agonisingly close, but it didn't look it. It looked very, very over to me. But the chances are being created, and that is a massive positive. We have a little bit more possession as of yet. A couple more shots, one more shot on target, and one more shot altogether. Goossens just whips it over the bar. A very good left foot on him, that man. A very good left foot on him. His free kick stats are slightly underrated on this game, to be honest. Goossens is looking nervous. I don't blame you, son. I'm nervous as well. He knocks it in. Immers lays it off, but he just can't get it to a player. Wilkshire, Shacken, Classy. He won't lose the ball, Geordie Classy. I can guarantee you that. Shacken lays it in. However, he has lost it, and we're susceptible to the counter-attack here. Can we win it early? We can't. It's on for them, and there you go. Aaron Ramsey has got the equaliser. It was always on. We had to win that ball early then, and we just couldn't allow them to counter-attack. We were all over the place, out of position. One centre-back there is the deepest man, playing everyone on. Executed perfectly by Ramsey. He's just finding that far right corner of the goal every single time. A lovely little ball. However, we did help them. We were all over the place there. No real... Oh, and Flamini's picked up the ball and he's blasted wide. As I was saying, we had no real shape then at the back. And we were just available, really, to be taken there. Some not great stats from our centre-backs. The rating is below what I would be expecting of them to pick up any sort of result against a team like Arsenal. They're currently sitting on a 4-3 lead. We're pushing them close, but it's just not close enough so far. Ramsey with a bit of space. Haidara deals very well with it. An early ball in, and it was off the post. However, Mesut Ozil was actually offside. And we're going on to the second half. Hopefully with a 1-1 there. However, it's gone low by Shacken. Vermaelen with a big tackle there. However, the goalkeeper did do well to keep out Shacken's low cross come shot. I don't know why they've switched off there, because I am happy with the performance. We've had more shots than Arsenal. We're equaling them on possession. I mean, there's nothing really to complain about apart from our centre-back's performance, really. Immers with the early ball and go! A free header. It was at a tight angle. I would be expecting a lot from him there. Shacken at the goalkeeper on the rebound. He's hit it at him again. The perfect opportunity, and he's just wasted the corner. How many more opportunities do we need, lads? Because a team like Arsenal aren't going to keep giving them us. They're not going to keep giving them us. Giroud holding up the ball well, what he does best, really. Flamini dictating the play there. Podolski, Giroud, Ramsey, Podolski into Mulder, who's all over the place there, but he's done enough to put it out for a corner. Ozil with a good delivery. Haidara at the near post. Ozil again, can we win it? We have. And that is our throw-in. Bit of to and fro-in so far, to be honest. I'm going to bring on the young attacking winger. Basagi Koglu? I am absolutely dreadful at that guy's name. I'm going to have to rename him something. Shakan. Oh, he was unlucky again. I thought he was originally offside, but he weren't. How many chances does that man need? To be honest, I'm taking the positives. He's getting there. I don't want to take him off because he looks lively and he looks like he's going to get that goal. We're pushing Arsenal close now. Taking that lead on shots. Taking that lead on possession. But can we take the lead on the scoreline? The all-important stat in this game is that goal column right there. Haidara again dealing well with it. He's had an absolutely superb game as of yet. Shakan on the counter. Immers. He picks out Basakoglu and he just can't get it past the big man Mertesacker. He puts it in Belarus and it's just wide, I believe, by Haidara, the man of the game so far. He's just unlucky and puts it wide. Classy picks out Shakan. It's a penalty. It's got to be a penalty. Surely it has happened. It has happened. The controversy has revisited the game. Lex Immers, I'm going to bring him on as an advanced playmaker, and Classy can go into the deep line playmaker role. I'm going to risk it. I'm going to bring on that other striker, Elvis Manu, the young man. And I am also going to bring on... No, I'm not. I was going to bring on Valheina, but I'm not. I'm going to leave Shakan. Haidara out to that young winger who just hits it off the fullback and wins that throw-in high up the pitch. We're beginning to probe now. Well, we've probed all game in the best respect to us. I think we've put up a very, very, very good performance. Wilshere with a bit of space. Classy puts in the ball. There's a mistake there from Szczesny, and again an opportunity in which we don't take. We have only ourselves to blame. We have only ourselves to blame. A late goal from David Ngo would make me very happy right now. Mind you, it probably wouldn't make you too happy because I will be shouting very, very loud. Shakan puts it in. It's back in. Valheina. Manu blazes it over. Another opportunity. How many do we need? Too many is the answer to that. Too many. Haidara, who's been absolutely outstanding all game. Manu. Plays down the ball, no one. Shakan is there, but he's drilled it at the near post again. Ruben Shakan, an extremely frustrating player. All these opportunities, but he just hasn't come up tops. Come up tops when we needed him. Ozil with a bit of space. He picks out Wilshere, but it just goes wide. Mulder with a good save there, I believe. Rosicki is on now. Diaby goes to the near post and go. Can he do his man? He can't. Flamini with a good tackle. I think that's going to be our lot, guys. I think that's going to be the lot. We've took them close, to be honest, but it just wasn't good enough. Shakan straight into his man. Deflected out for a corner, and that is going to be our lot. We're in the 93rd minute already. Diaby straight into the hands of the goalkeeper. And there's the whistle, I believe. Nope, yep, there it is. Mr. Hagen blows the whistle, but wow. It's unacceptable, I'm going to say, but that's not how I feel. I'm extremely disappointed. Only given 1.77 million. What can I say, guys? What can I say? Just disappointment is all, really. Um, we put up a fight. We really did put up a fight, but it wasn't good enough. Hopefully we can revisit the Champions League next year if we do qualify, and we can really, really have a go for it if we get those extra players, because I'm just over the moon with that performance, really. Um, to play against someone like Arsenal, with the players they have at their disposal, and to really run them close, to have some extremely good opportunities to almost have had a penalty, really. Um, we haven't done bad at all there, and I'm very proud of the team. Just disappointed in the fact that we haven't got more of a transfer budget so we can actually have a go of it, really. Given a 1.09 million for playing in the Euro Cup group stage. The draw will be on the 30th of the 8th. Right, so it's soon. It's very soon. It's tomorrow, in fact. Well, it's not the end of the world. If we can go well in the Euros, the Euros? Wow. If only it was the Euros. If we can go well in the Euro Cup, we can do well altogether this season, as I believe the Euro Cup is a good marker, really. If we've done well in the Euro Cup, we've done well altogether, is what I'm trying to say, basically. As balancing the two, the league and the Champions League and the Euro Cup in this case, it's quite a hard challenge to take on, really. The Europa League is extremely demanding in terms of fitness from the team, and we can only hope, really, that we can progress throughout this, as well as doing well in the league. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed it. I know I've been struggling to get my words out a lot this episode, but I am quite tired and I have been to work, so I hope you can forgive me. I'm hoping to pick up my first like within the near future. If you could be that person who can drop me that like, I will love you a lot. Anyway, see you later, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and goodbye.